All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the recap number 107. I think there's a radio station in Kansas City, like 107, something like that. I'm Jake Dunlap, CEO of Skaled. What's up, Tom? What's going on? It's kind of funny. Like, it'll just feed this feed and it'll tell me like random LinkedIn user or something. Like, I don't even know. Half the time, it won't even feed it into StreamYard. So hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Really excited for today, just talking you through some of the things that are going down this week.
I think there's a radio station.
Let's see, that was Laura Hopkinson. What's up, Laura? Appreciate you. Laura's always showing a lot of love. So Laura, I appreciate you tuning in every live, making it happen. As you can see, I'm in the office today. No, we are not going fully back to the office by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm getting some work done on the home office now that that's going to be more permanent. But I got to say, I kind of like the look. Let me know if you all like the look and the setup. I'm kind of feeling it. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, that looks pretty damn good. So we'll do the best that we can. So this week, basically, the point of the recap is very, very simple. Okay. Every single week, I probably meet with 40, let's say between 30 to 40 VPs of sales, CEOs, salespeople, random shit. Okay. And I learn a lot. And so the whole reason I started doing the recap was to basically do a weekly show where I would share out. Laura, I'm glad you like the new setup. I appreciate you. Where I would basically share out different things I learned this week from all these conversations, from my own meetings, from the team's meetings, all that stuff. So Tom and Laura both enjoying the new background. I love it. What's going on? So this week, let me find. Hold on, I got my details here. Pull it out so I can be prepared and I can switch back. So all right, so let's walk through the week. So a couple really fun podcasts I did this week. One is, again, if you're not tuned in, every Monday, 12 Eastern, like clockwork. Even if I take a day off, okay, I still show up Mondays at 12 Eastern to do Jake and Friends, okay, where every week it's either me doing an AMA or me bringing in someone who I think is interesting, smart, has a unique perspective, knows a lot about something that I don't know anything about. And this week I had Sarah Canaday. And Sarah is a LinkedIn learning instructor, keynote speaker on leadership coaching, all of the above. So from my standpoint, she is one of the people that I think puts out really interesting comments. Like I said, go check her thing out on LinkedIn Live. I think it's really amazing. This week, I did a couple different podcasts, Making Waves at the C-Level, CEO Coffee Talk, I think was one of them. But one of the themes that came out that I don't know if I went like too crazy on, but it was around like unrealisticness of sales metrics right now. And then it kind of got exacerbated by a conversation I had last night with a group of women sales professionals. And I talked to this woman, and you guys got to tell me if I'm insane here. She was expected to do 134 activities a day. What planet is this on? Like, I'd love to know. Go ahead, drop in the comments. Let me know. Is 134 activities a day insane? And not only that, guess what else her boss said? Her boss said, and also we want to focus on relevance. Come on, people. Like, you can't do both. It's insane, right? So you got to focus on outcomes, everyone. If you are in leadership, don't focus only on the activity. No, Laura, she's not in a call center. She works for a SaaS company. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to, roll her under the bus. I did tell her a couple ways to get fired for sure, though. I've been on a kick lately. If I was an SDR, I was telling people, if I was an SDR right now, I would just be taking calls. Like, I would just be acting like an AE right now. Like, if I was an SDR, if I was like in my early 20s, and same thing, if I was like an AE in like a mid-market, I would just start to like just own big deals. Like, I just wouldn't pay zero attention. So that's just me, Tom Baker says it's not unheard of. Lol. God, really, dude? 134 134 activities is not unheard of. I mean, I used to have to do, when I was at Career Builder, I had 100 calls a day, 2.5 hours of talk time every day, and I had to set 2 meetings every day and run my own meetings and manage my own accounts. So, yeah, I agree with you, Sharif. I wish your name was Sheriff, though. That'd be pretty badass, right? Like if your name was Sheriff, like nobody could mess with you if your name was Sheriff, right? Maybe they could. I'll have 10 meetings booked for the week, and then I'm asked why calls are light. Yeah, Tom, that's my point. That's what I told her to do. So here's what I want you to do. If your boss says this to you, okay, if your boss has some crazy ass unrealistic expectations, go to your boss and say this. Say, hey, Ryan, because I feel like that's just a very common sales leader name, like random white dude name, Ryan. Hey, Ryan, look, here's what I'd like to do. What's the meeting number that if I set that number of meetings, you're okay if my activity is a little different than other people's? It'll still be high. It'll still be one of the top 3. But what's the number for you? 12? Okay, cool. So if I set 12 meetings over the next 2 weeks, are you good with my activity being a little bit different? I'll still be toward the top, but being a little bit different. Most sales leaders, guys, are not assholes. I did a post about this. Most bosses aren't jerks. They will appeal to some reason. So it was a really fun week. I actually took 2 days off on Monday and Tuesday. Went down south to Lost Pines. It was great. I really had a nice time. Shout out to Lost Pines. Played some golf last night too. So segment number 2, Jake's take. I don't know don't have a plan B. So look, I've talked about this. Don't have a plan B. I never went into a job, a role, any of these things with a plan B. A plan B is a recipe for failure. I see so many sales leaders that they want to get into consulting, they want to do something different, but they just dip their toe in and then they go back to the safety of real life. I see so many people that they don't just commit to the job and the company. If you are working at a company, go all in. There is no other alternative. Why would you be half in at a company? Either go all in or go find a different job, right? There's still people that are hiring, etc. So don't be afraid of failure. Failure is okay. If you go all in and you fall on your face, that's cool. But the worst kind of failure, I'm telling you, is that failure from you didn't quite give 100%. You gave 85, you gave 90, right? Because you're always looking for the next opportunity, etc. So don't have a plan B. That's my take for the week. This week in the news, I think we're going to see a transformation in retail in particular, right? And I think when I look at, Pier 1 just got purchased by a retail e-commerce venture fund. So I think it's a pretty interesting concept that what retail is going to look like in post-COVID, right? If I think about where retail is headed in this kind of new era, because I look at the way that we're purchasing now, I think there might be a rush back to where I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts too about what you think about retail. I don't know, this isn't necessarily like my expertise, but I'd love to know, like, are you all planning to go all in? Are you all planning on, going back to stores and retail? I don't know. Probably a little bit. Probably be excited to do it for a little bit. Laura, I love it. I love that you have 4 naked Ryans. That was just such an epic one. I don't even think you can edit in the LinkedIn Live, which is even better. So good for you, Laura. I mean, we all need 4 naked Ryans in our life. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So this week's Ask Jake Anything. So again, I do my best. Actually, you know what? I've got to go through. Maybe I'll do it today. I got to go through like my LinkedIn DMs, but I try to get back to almost everybody on DMs. So I get a lot of questions every week. Ask Jake Anything is a chance for me to kind of answer through some of these questions. And a lot of times I don't even read them ahead of time. I'm just like, fuck it, let's just roll with it. Okay, how do you present deals? So this is from Anonymous. Team, I got a question. How can someone be anonymous on LinkedIn? Like, I can see their name, so I want to know their name. I want to know who these people are, so I can, unless they're like, don't call me out, my boss will fire me. How do you prevent deals from being put on the back burner when you have them sitting on the goal line? I feel like the answer is process, but how do you create urgency and get it done? Okay, so with this one in particular, the reason that you're struggling to close a deal right now is fairly straightforward. There was no real sense of urgency ever, meaning there was no timeline, no compelling event. In our methodology that we implement for clients, we call it the customer framework because it's 100% transparent. It's working with the customer on their timeline. But one of the core tenets is that in the very beginning, you lay out the process, you set timelines, etc. You understand why those timelines have to be met and the consequences of what happens if you meet them early from a positive, or if you don't hit those and what that's going to mean to the business. And so if you want to fix this going forward, on about call 2, lay out a timeline, understand the consequences of what happens if something doesn't go forward. If you're at the goal line, you don't have that. And again, there's no magic bullets. I don't have any magic bullets for you, but I do have some tips and tricks I can give you. One of the things that I've had a lot of success with, my teams have had a lot of success with, is this line. Hey, John, look, our CS team has a boatload of implementations. If we want to go live by September 1st, we've got to get something worked out by early next week. Do you think that's something we can work on? So I try to talk about our team, making sure we have the time to fulfill the time. And for us, and we're a consulting firm, so for us, it's real. It's like, look, I have resources that are allocated to this. We need to make a decision on this now because I have other engagements. So that would be my move. Try the implementation route. See how that works for you. All right, next, Jake, anything. What do you think is most effective in trying to build yourself as a thought leader? Short, to the point, opinionated pieces, or longer articles? The answer, my friend, another anonymous, is both, right? It's not about one or the other. It's about both. But if I had to pick, Jake, you can only do one, I would do short, to the point, opinionated pieces. People, my friends, look, articles sound good on paper. They look good. When's the last time you read a blog post? Let me ask you this. Here, I want you to drop it in the comments here, please. Right? Drop it in the comments, okay? Let me know, okay? Let me know if anybody, just drop a no or just drop a thumbs up emoji if you have, okay? Or if you have not, do that. If you have not read a blog post, drop a quick thumbs up or like a thinking man or something. Because my thought is, I don't think people are reading blog posts that much. So if you ask me, Jake, what do you think? I would stay away from it. All right. All right. Retail mobile app. So glad my name is a prerequisite for leadership. Ryan Scalera. Oh, all right. I got it now. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. All right. So people apparently you guys are still reading blog posts. I only saw one light go off, right? There you go. Hytham says, when I Google it, Mackenzie says yesterday she read a blog post. She reads the headline, Laura, clickbait, SEO, exactly. But that's that old ass SEO play. Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. Skim for the bolded titles. That's such a spot on way that we read blog posts right now. It's so like that's like the perfect way to describe it. Like, oh yeah, I read the blog post, aka I skimmed for the bolded titles. All right. Yeah, LinkedIn, but that's okay. I mean, John Blake, the other thing is articles. The reason that I think articles are still important is they can establish you. We as people give it more credence, like we as individuals give articles more like, oh, wow, John Blake wrote an article. He must be like really smart. So I think that there's value in writing articles for sure, but I wouldn't focus on it. All right. So what's coming up for next week, everyone? We will, let's see here. All right. Let's see. I don't know if we dropped the link in there. I'm going to drop 2. Let me just drop these little things in. I drop a couple links in here for everybody. Corporate Brown. So 2 things. I want you to sign up for both of these. Okay. On Monday is the top one. Monday, I've got, there's a woman, I actually did a co-webinar with her. Man, when did we do this? Maybe a month ago on this different one. Her name's Anna Loktkova. Nailed that, by the way. I'm very proud of myself for not butchering it. Anna, if you don't follow Anna, go check out Anna. Let me see if I got Anna's link in here. Yeah, I got it right here. Let me drop that in. So Anna is... So this is LinkedIn Live. Again, Mondays, 12 Eastern. Make sure, go sign up. Do me a favor. Go right now, click on this register button, sign up. The other thing, I'm trying to mess with like going live as well too. We've been having some audio issues. So do me a favor, just sign up for the Zoom, okay? There's a little picture of Anna right there. Just go sign up for this, go register. I'm gonna go live on LinkedIn again. Team, we gotta figure out the audio issues. it just keeps perpetuating. Like we got to have a way to go live on both. Like I really want to go live on LinkedIn too. So let's try to figure that out. And then Tuesday, this is for all of you. And I know, Laura, you're an SDR leader, or like you work with SDRs, you're not an SDR leader. But if you are, I'm doing an Ask Me Anything with Outreach.io. We are Outreach's largest implementation partner. So my team sees between 10 to 14 implementations a month. Every year, we are touching hundreds of sales engagement platforms. There is no company in the world that has access to the amount of data that we have access to around sequencing and strategy. So Tuesday, sign up for the webinar. Me and I don't know what's his title. What's the guy's title I can't remember his title that I'm meeting with. But it's me, an senior individual from Outreach, talking about everything you need to know about modern sequences. Tag in your SDR team. Make sure every single one of your SDRs, and if you're an account executive who does your own prospecting, your sales team does your own prospecting, I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'm going to literally give you the most modern plays that anybody is running. I mean, and we're talking people are setting a filthy amount of appointments, like ridiculous. There's a guy who started this new cadence. He flipped up this like variation of what we were doing. He set 6 meetings in 2 days. He had 2 inbound calls. When's the last time you as an SDR got 1 inbound call? This guy got 2 inbound calls in 2 days. So if you want to learn, more and more and more about modern sequencing, sign up for Tuesday. Lots of hand gestures. I can see myself in a LinkedIn. I'm like, man, I'm all over the hand gestures right now. All right, that's Tuesday. On Thursday, I'm doing a webinar with the Austin Technology Council, local group here. Why investing in your people is as important as investing in your forecast. This is just talking about people development. I can just tell you at Skaled, we are making a massive investment in our team. We finished, it better be, let's put it that way. This week, everyone should be done with their professional development plans and scorecards for every role. So it's basically, here's where you're at now, here's where you're going. And then on the leadership level, we just signed up 2 different individuals. We've got one who's more of an executive strategy coach who's going to be working with the team. Another one's a leadership coach who's going to be doing one-to-one coaching. So why? Because it's about leverage. And the more that I can give to my team, I can't be everything to everybody. Not only that, they don't want me to be everything to everyone. Right? I'm your CEO, I'm your department head, I'm your coworker. I'm also reporting to you for random stuff. People need outside support. People need outside help. So just think about that. And then it looks like on Friday, I've got the Best in SaaS podcast, right? So that's with Eric Crane. Go check out what Eric's up to. So that's what's up, everyone. So I guess I've got a shit ton of podcasts next week. But again, make sure to tune in. If you have all the LinkedIn questions, I think Anna also focuses on job stuff. So if you're out there, if you know anyone who's job seeking, I want to say go and check out, definitely have them tune in on Monday, because Anna will also talk about how to use LinkedIn to get a job. And her and I might wax on that for a little bit. And then, like I said, on Tuesday, make sure to tune in to that Ask Me Anything with Outreach. Why wouldn't you? If you're setting the meetings, or if you have a team, I'm just going to give you what the best of the best plays are. And I want you to just rip them off, and I want you to crush, and I want you to do extremely well. So that, my friends, and we're going to work on having a playlist. I am dedicated that we will have music next week. I'm going to try to figure this out. StreamYard is kind of a limited platform, so we're going to keep working on it. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I want you to have an amazing, amazing Friday. Go out, be your best self, do all the things, have an amazing weekend. If you all have any questions, you can always hit me up. And again, let's see. Link for Tuesday webinars for July 28th. Okay, there we go. All right, so check out, there's a new link in here that is for the AMA. So make sure to sign up for that one. You can go back in time and watch the one on that last Tuesday. The one from last Tuesday is pretty dope. Go check out my YouTube. It was with me, Jackie Hermes, and Prekshaw. I have to look at it. I can't, I'm not that good. And it was basically, she's a CMO. Jackie and I are both CEOs of small boutique agencies. And we talked about getting executive teams involved on LinkedIn. So it was a strong one. So again, everyone, I appreciate you. Have an amazing rest of your week. If you need anything, you can always DM me, hit me up. And that, my friends, is the weekly recap number 107. I'm out.